My Mac convinced my gal to marry my brother. Told her he was stronger and better for her. And I was plumb broken and sad, when I rolled back to see what happened. But I hauled out of that town to build my own life, and when I came back years later, every darn thing was different. I'm Jack Carver, 24, back in the summer of 2018. Hammering nails and stacking lumber in a hardware store down in Willow Creek, Tennessee. A little speck of a town where the river runs slow and the gossip runs fast. Being sweet on my gal, Ellie, 22. For 2 solid years. Her hazel eyes sparkling like sunlight on water, her laugh lifting me up like a cool breeze after a long shift. I was saving up for a ring. Nothing fancy. Just a plain band to slip on her finger and say, "You're mine. And I'm yours."
Yeah.
That snagged a chance to make some extra cash haulin' a timber 60 miles out of town for 3 weeks. Sweating through my shirt to stash enough for our future. But while I was gone, my own kin turned the table on me. And I didn't see it comin' till it hit me square in the chest. Picture me rattling down Main Street in my old truck, dust kicking up behind me, feelin' lighter'n I had in weeks. That timber job was brutal. Sun scorchin' my neck. Splinters diggin' into my palms. But every log I hauled was $1 closer to Ellie's hand in mine. I'd call her most nights from a creaky payphone outside the bunkhouse. Coins jinglin' in my pocket. Her voice soft through the static, "Miss you, Jack." And I'd grin like a fool, countin' the days till I'd see her again. Got enough saved to start a little nest egg. Thought maybe I'd take her to Nashville for a weekend. Hear some music. Dance under them big ol' lights. I pull up to her place first. A shotgun house with peelin' paint, flowers she'd planted bloomin' bright out front. And knock, heart thumpin' like a drum. Her ma answers. Lips tight like she'd sucked a sour grape. "She ain't here, Jack," she says, barely meetin' my eyes. "Go talk to your family." My gut twists something fierce. Something's off, and it's clawing up my spine like a cold wind. I gun it home, tires squealing on the gravel drive, and walk into a storm I didn't reckon on. Mock? Ruth Carver, 51, tough as a hickory stump, is in the kitchen, flour dust in her apron, barking orders at my brother Nate, 26, like he's her prize stallion. Nate's lounging against the counter. All 6'3", of him. Broad shoulders and a smirk that charm a snake. Twirling a cheap gold band on his finger that sure ain't mine. "Where's Ellie?" I rasp, voice rough'n I mean it to be. Ma turns. Wiping her hands like she's brushing me off. "She's with Nate now, Jack. They're hitched. She needed a man, not a dreamer chasing timber. Nate's stronger. Better for her. It's done." The room spins like a twister's hit it. Nate's grin widens, like he's won a blue ribbon at the county fair. And I swear I could have punched a hole clean through the wall. Broken don't even cover it. My chest caves in, heart splinterin' like old barn wood. Sadness chokes me up. 2 years of us, them late night talks by the creek, her hand in mine, gone in a blink. I storm back to Ellie's, boots poundin' the dirt, and this time she's there, sittin' on her porch swing, eyes red as a Tennessee sunset. "Jack." She starts, voice tremblin' like a leaf in a storm, but I cut in. "Is it true?" She nods, twistin' her hands in her lap. "Your math. She told me you'd never be enough, that you'd keep running off for jobs, never settle down." Said Nate steady, stronger. I was so broke up, I didn't know what to do. Her words slapped me cold. Maud painted me a failure, handed Ellie to Nate like I was nothing but a shadow. "You didn't know what to do." I laugh, but it's hollow as a dry well. "Should have waited 3 weeks, Ellie. Could have called me." Tears spill down her cheeks, and part of me wants to wipe them away, pull her clothes like I used to. But that smirk of Nate's, "Ma's cold, it's done," kills it dead. "I'm sorry," she whispers, voice barely a breath, but I turn, her sobs fatten into the dusk as I walk away. Hurt cuts deep, y'all. Ma, who I'd patched the porch for when it sagged, worked overtime so she'd sleep easy at night. Picked Nate over me like I was some worn-out tool. Ellie, who I'd carved a cigar box for. Hours sandin', it smooth under a lantern's glow, meant to hold her trinkets with that ring. Chose him too. Being a fella who fixed things. Leaky roofs, busted hopes. With a grin and a steady hand, but this broke me wide open. Older folks'll get it. That sting when kin turn their backs. When love slips through your fingers like sand on a riverbank. Sittin' in my room that night, starin' at fishin' pics with Nate. Ma smillin' at picnics on the wall. It all feels like a lie. I'm the spare they tossed when something shinnier came along. Maud raised me to word keep my head down, but now she's callin' me a dreamer, not a man. Nate. Big, lazy Nate. Never lifted a finger less it got him something, and he's got Ellie now. That cedar box sits on my dresser, half finished. Its smooth edges mockin' me. Meant for a future that ain't mine no more. 2 years of plannin', dreamin'. Nights we'd sit by the creek, talkin' 'bout a little house. Maybe a kid someday, all dust now. I think of Pa, quiet old Pa, who'd watch me run the show and never say a word. Did he know she'd do this? Sadness weighs heavy, but through the ache, a fire flickers. I ain't staying to be their fool. Been mending fences my whole life. Literal and not. Trying to keep this family tight, but they've cut me loose. I ain't enough for Ma. Not steady for Ellie, but I'll be darned if I let that define me. Packed my duffel that mornin'. Boots, $60, that old pocket knife Pa gave me when I turned 12. And hit the road. Willow Creek shrinkin', in the dust behind me. Life knocked me flat sure, but I wasn't down for the count. Not yet, not by a long shot. Y'all ever feel that jolt? Everything you love turnin' sour, but a spark inside says keep going. That's me driven into the dark, hurt raw but ready to rise. So there I was, y'all. Ma and Nate stole my gull, so I grabbed my gear and lit out of Willow Creek, vowing to build something they couldn't break. I'm Jack Carver, 24. Sittin' in my truck that summer night in 2018. Engine rumblin', as I peel away from a town that turned its back on me. Left behind Ma. Ruth, 51, cold as a winter wind. Knittin' in the living room like she hadn't just gutted me, and Nate, 26, probably off crowin' 'bout stealin' Ellie, 22, from under my nose. Packed light, duffel stuffed with boots, a flannel shirt, $60, and Pa's old pocket knife. And didn't look back as the porch lights of Willow Creek faded in my rearview. Ain't no plan, no map. Just a fire burnin' in my chest saying, I'd make a life they couldn't touch, no matter how bad it stung to leave everything I'd known. That night's a blur. Stars blazin' overhead, radio buzzin' static, my truck rattlin' down Highway 70 like it's racin' my heartbeat. Willow Creek been my world. Born there, raised there, stacked lumber at the hardware store, since I was teen. Folks noddin' at me like I was one of their own. But now. Ma's voice, Nate's stronger, better, rings in my ears, and Nate's smirk twists the knife deeper. Ellie's tears on that porch swing haunt me. Her, I'm sorry a coin, like a bell I can't unring. I stop at a gas station 20 miles out, splash cold water on my face in a cracked sink, starin' at a fella I barely know no more. Eyes rag tight, a stranger wearin' my skin. $60 won't get me far, but it's enough to keep movin', and movin's all I got left. Driven on. I start sketchin'. Grabbing gas station receipts, doodlin' barns and bridges with a stubby pencil I keep in the glove box. Been drawin' since I was a kid. Ma'd call it foolin' round, but it steadies me now, scratchin' out a future mid the hurt. Each line's a promise. I'll learn a trade, build something solid, prove Rem wrong. Pain's raw as a fresh cut. 2 years with Ellie, gone like smoke, and Ma pickin', Nate over me like I'm some busted tool. Nate, who'd coast on charm while I fixed the roof in the rain, gets the prize. But that pain's fuel. I ain't lettin' it bury me. Older folks'll get this. When kin turn cold, you either fold or fight, and I'm fightin', even if it's just me and this truck against the world. I don't stop till the gas needle kisses empty, landin' me in Knoxville. Big loud, all concrete and neon, a far cry from Willow Creek's quiet fields. Park at a diner lot, windows cracked. Sleepin' curled cross the seat, neck crickin' somethin' awful by dawn. Cooks don't mind, toss me a biscuit once, call me son. And I'm grateful for the kindness, small as it is. That first week, I'm a ghost. Boots scuffin' sidewalks, askin' for work at every joint with a sign. Most folks eye my faded jeans and say, we'll call ya. But they never do. Finally, a lumber yard takes me. $12 an hour haulin' crates, arms burnin', after every shift. Rent a room in a flop house. Walls thin, mattress saggin'. But it's mine, and that's a start. Leavin' Willow Creek wasn't just runnin'. It was sheddin' a skin that didn't fit no more. Grew up thinkin' families forever. Fishin' with Nate, Ma baking pies. Pie whittlin' by the fire. But they made me the odd man out. Ma's words. Not a man a dreamer. Sting but they light a fire too. I see Ellie's hazel eyes in every shadow. Hear her laugh in the wind, and it cuts. Did she ever believe in me, or was Ma's whisper all it took? That cigar box I carved for her. Smooth as silk. Sittin' in my duffel. Feels like a weight I can't shake. But I ain't goin' back to beg. Been fixin' things my whole life. Porches, promises. And now I'm fixin' me. Knoxville's a blank slate. Loud, strange, mine to mark. Sittin' in that flop house. Sketchin' by a dim bulb, I feel it. Hurts a heavy load, but resolves heavier. Older folks know this. Sometimes you gotta walk away to stand tall. May and Nate thought I'd crumble. Ellie too maybe. But they don't know Jack Carver. Them $60, them sketches. This city. They're my shot and I'm tackin' it. Y'all ever leave everything behind? Feelin' the ache but knowin' it's right. That's me, truck park, heart bruised, but eyes on something bigger. Willow Creek's dust now. This road's callin', and I'm answerin'. Alright y'all. I landed in Knoxville with nothin' but grit, and turned sweat into a spark that lit my way. I'm Jack Carver 24, fresh off the road from Willow Creek, Tennessee in that summer of 2018. Trade in a town that broke me for a city big enough to swallow me whole, left Ma, Ruth, 51 and Nate, 26, to their victory. Ellie, 22 caused me said I wasn't man enough. Started with $60, a duffel and a fire in my chest, sleepin' in my truck till Knoxville opened its arms. Rough, loud, but mine. Took a job hauling crates at a lumber yard. $12 an hour. Backachin'. And built from there, findin' new faces and a new me mid the sawdust and steel. First days were lean. Parked behind a diner, livin' off coffee and biscuits them cooks tossed my way. Callin' me son, like I belonged. Knoxville's a beast. Concrete hummin', horns blarin'. And I'm a small town fella feelin' like a fish out of the creek. Walked miles. Boots scuffin' sidewalks littered with wrappers and cigarette butts, knockin' on doors for work. Most places. Diners, garages. I my faded flannel and shrug me off, but that lumber yard takes a chance. $12 an hour ain't much, but it's somethin'. Hauling crates till my arms scream, sweat sting in my eyes. Rent a room in a flop house. Walls buzzin' with neighbors' fights. Mattress saggin' like it's tired as me. But it's a roof, and I'm standin' on my own 2 feet. Sweat's my currency them first weeks. Each crate I stacks a brick in a wall tween me and Willow Creek. Ma's voice. Not a man. Echoes, Nate's smirk burns, Ellie's sorry, cuts. But I shove it down, liftin' heavier to prove rem wrong. Nights, I take up whittlin'. Shavin' sticks into birds with Pay's pocket knife under a lantern's glow. Started as a kid. Carvin' by the fire while Pi nodded. Mod scoff but it calms me now. Sell them at a flea market Sundays. $5 a pop. Folks smellin'. You got a gift? Son, that little cash keeps me fed but them smiles. They mend something broke inside, stitch by stitch. Older folks'll get this. Mackin' beauty from scraps when life's lean. Then comes the spark. See a flyer taped to a pole outside the yard, night classes. Learn a trade. Knoxville Community College, a few blocks over. Ain't never been big on school. Barely scraped through Willow Creek High. But, build a future sticks. Sign up for carpentry, hands shaky as I walk in. Sittin' 'mongst tired folks like me. Older gals, fellas with callous palms. All hammerin' boards under fluorescent lights. First night, I muff it. Nails bent, wood split. But Clara, 23, slides over from the back row. Short red hair, freckles dust in her nose, a welder with a grin that cuts the gloom. Relax, Jack. It ain't a race, she says, fixin' my joint with steady hands. We grab coffee after. Black for me, sugar for her. At a diner cross the street, talkin' nails and dreams. She's Knoxville born, weldin' by day. Learnin' by night. Says she's clawin' out a dead end shifts. You, she asks. Tryin' to be more'n they think. I mutter, and she nods like she knows. Clara's a lifeline. Coffee turns to regular chats. Her laugh easin' the Ellie left. Carpentry takes hold. Hammerin' boards till my hands bleed, learnin' angles and cuts from a grizzled teacher. Mr. Tez. Who show up, you'll make it. I do. Every night, sawdust in my hair, sketches from the road turnin' real. Mud called me a dreamer. Well, I'm dreamin' with a hammer now. Whittling grows too. Birds sell out, folks asking for more, and I stash cash for better tools. That flophouse room's home. Tack up a sketch of a bridge I'll build someday, a promise to myself. Older folks know this climb. Sweat and strangers liftin' ya when kin won't. Months in, I'm tougher. Arms thick crates, hands steady from class. Clara's there, steady too. Teasin' me when I miss a cut, cheerin' when I nail it. Ain't love yet, but it's somethin'. A spark in the dark. Willow Creek fades. Ma's kitchen, Nate's swagger. Ellie's swing, but not gone. Nights, I whittle till my fingers ache. Seein' Ellie's eyes in every curve, hearin' Ma's jab. Not enough. It stings, but I carve through it. Sellin' each bird like it's a piece of that hurt flyin' away. Knoxville's my forge. Hammerin' me new stronger Nate ever was. Y'all ever rise from ashes? Feelin' the burn but knowin' it's worth it. That's me sawdust in my lungs, a gal by my side, buildin' a life one swing at a time. Hey folks, I hammered my way to a life in Knoxville. Work, love, kids. That outshone the shadows Nate cast. I'm Jack Carver 24 when I hit Knoxville in 2018, runnin' from Willow Creek where Ruth 51 convinced Ellie 22 to hitch up with Nate 26. 'Cause I wasn't strong enough. Started haulin' crates, learning carpentry, whittlin' birds. Built a spark into a flame with Clara 23 by my side. Years roll on. And I'm shappin' a life. Steady job, a family. A shine them folks back home can't dim. It's a long haul, but every nail I drive's a stake in a future they can't touch. That lumberyard gig turns to gold. Boss sees me hustlin'. Moves me to a custom furniture shop downtown. Start craftin' tables from oak and cherry. Sand until they gleam. Risen to foreman in 2 years. Hands that hauled crates now shape heirlooms. Folks pay good money for a carver piece, and I'm savin' dreamin' bigger. Clara's my rock. Coffee chats turn to dates. Stroll in Knoxville's riverfront, her Weldon tales mixin' with mine. One night, under neon lights by the Tennessee River, I slip a ring on her finger. Simple silver, bought with shop cash. We wed at the courthouse, her in denim, me in flannel, no fuss, just us. And it's right as rain. Two young'uns come quick. Josie big blue eyes, then Sam. All chubby cheeks and giggles. Fillin' our little apartment with noise and light. Work grows. Shop doubles, then triples, and I'm boss now running crews, shappin' wood and lives. Ain't just furniture. It's pride proof I'm more'n Mao's dreamer. Buy a house. Red brick, small yard, keep it quiet, no flash. Clara's laugh drowns out the ghosts. Ellie's hazel eyes. Ma's cold words, most days, but that cigar box I carved for Ellie, sits in a closet, a splinter I can't pull. Start a journal. Scribblin' tales of jobs, Josie's first steps, Sam's babblin'. For my kids someday, a legacy May and Nate can't claim. Older folks'll feel this. Buildin' a life from nothin', watchin' it bloom, knowin' it's yours alone. Clara's my heart, steady as oak, soft as cedar. She welds days, teaches me nights, how to weld a seam, how to let go. Josie's born, and I'm holdin' her, tiny and squolin'. Thinkin' I'd die for this kid. Sam comes in our house. Peelin' paint, creaky floors, turns to a home. Works my backbone. Customers call me, the wood man. And I grin, hammerin' away. Journal grows thick. Stories of a table I built for a widow, Josie's stick figure drawings tucked inside. Ain't rich, but we're solid. Money for school, a truck that runs, a life that shines. Math Nate too. But I've outdone em, quiet like. Ellie's ghost lingers. Nights, I see her swing, hear her sorry and it stings. Ma's voice. Not a man. Pruds me still. That box in the closet. Open it once, run my fingers over its edges. Did she ever keep trinkets? Clara catches me, asks soft, what's that? Nothin', I lie. And she lets it be, her eyes saying she knows. Ain't love lost, just a scar, fat and slow. Josie asks about my whittlin'. Teach her to carve a bird, her little hands steady in mine. Sam climbs my knee, laughin', and I'm whole mostly. Older folks get this. Scars stay, but new roots grow deeper. Years pile up. Knoxville's my town now, not Willow Creek shadow. Shop's a name, Carver Custom. Folks driven from Nashville for my work. Clara's Weldon wins awards, we cheer over diner coffee. Kids grow. Josie's drawin'. Sam's chatterin'. And I'm buildin' more'n furniture, a life, a shine. That cigar box. Still there, but it's light now. Clara's warmth, Josie's giggles, Sam's hugs outshine it. Mara and Nate don't know. Don't need to. I've made something they can't touch, and it's bright as a Tennessee sun. Y'all ever turn hurt into gold, watch it glow. That's me, hammer in hand, heart full. Past ain't done knockin', but I'm ready. Gather round, folks. 12 years gone, I walked back to Willow Creek for Pa's send-off, showed my gold, and walked away free. I'm Jack Carver 36 now, sittin' pretty in Knoxville, Tennessee in 2025 with a life. Clara 3, Josie and Sam, my kids that shines bright. Left Willow Creek at 24, runnin' from Ruth 63. Convincin' Ellie 4 to hitch with Nate 38. 'Cause I wasn't better. Built a world. Furniture shop boss, family man. Then Pa dies and Uncle Joe calls me back. Tangled with Mad Nate. Ellie at that funeral faced the past square, and left it in the dust, claimin' a victory they can't steal. Phone buzzes. Uncle Joe, Pa's brother, voice gruff. PA's gone. Heart gave out, funeral Saturday. I'm froze. Pa, quiet Pa, who'd whittle by the fire while my ran the show. Tell Clara, and she says. You don't have to go. Hand on mine. I do, I say, for Pa, maybe me. Drive back 12 years since I peeled out. Knoxville's hum fat into Willow Creek's hush. Roll in Friday night. Motel's neon flickers, sheets smell of bleach. Mirror shows a man. Lines round my eyes, steady jaw, not that broke kid no more. Saturday I suit up. Dark, simple. Clara and the kids in tow, Josie asking. Where are we going, Daddy? To say goodbye, I tell her, throat tight. Church ain't changed. Peelin' paint. Pews packed with folks I half know. Slippin' back, Clara beside me, kids quiet. Ma's up, grayer tight, face sharp. Nate broad and Boley thin, alleys dull. They don't see me. Good service drones. Preacher talking Pa's farm days. Then Uncle Joe calls. Jack, read this. Heads turn, whispers ripple. Ma twitches, Nate frowns, Ellie blinks. Walk the aisle, boots echoing, take Pay's note, shaky scrawl. To my boy Jack. I wasn't the father you deserved. Let things happen I shouldn't. Heard about your life, your work. You made something from nothing. I'm proud, sorry I didn't say it sooner. You're stronger'n I was. Don't let 'em tell you different. Voice catches but I read on. Church dead quiet. Hurt flares. Panu never fought Ma, but pride swells he saw me. Brought my family, I say wavin' Clara up. She walks down, Josie and Sam trailin'. Her in black, kids wide-eyed. Ma's face goes white, Nate's jaw drops, Ellie stares. My gold, right there. Crowd buzzes, gas murmurs, but I don't footnote. Lead my crew back. Josie whispers, was that okay, daddy? Perfect, darlin'. I choke out. Service ends. Folks spill out. Rain tap in the awning. Thought I'd leave quiet, but Ma cuts through, Nate and Ellie behind, faces tight like a storm brewin'. Jack. Ma clips, rain soakin' her hem. Should have told us you were comin'. No hello, just that old tone. Nate sneers, arms crossed, Ellie clutches an umbrella, small and worn. Didn't think you'd care. I say even. Ma glances at Clara kids. What's this? Suit, wife, children. I my life, I reply. Built at Mike's Diof. No thanks, snorts. What's that mean? Big shot now. Rub it in. CEO, I say flat. Company from nothing. Came for pa, not you. Ma's eyes widen, then smooth oppressive. We always knew you had it. Things ain't easy. Nate's jobless. Family helps family. There it is. Same old ask, twistin' a knife into a plea. Anger flares. 12 years and they want my sweat. Where were you? I snap. When I slept in my truck, ate scraps. Written letters beggin' after you cut me loose. Ma stammers, that's not. But I cut her off. You chose. I chose better. We're done. Ellie steps up, voice shaky. Jack, I didn't mean to hurt ya. Your ma said you'd be gone forever. I was scared. Rain streaks her face. Regret, maybe tears. But it's too late. Could've called Ellie, lived with it, I say cold. Nate growls. Comb to gloat. Same to bury pa. I shoot back. Turn to Clara. Let's go. Kids scamper over. Josie's baya. Echoes as we head to the truck. Ma calls, we're sorry. Nate curses, Ellie's quiet. I don't look back. Rain blurs her, Ma limp, Nate kickin' mud, Ellie a shadow. Triumph sings. They saw my gold, can't touch it. Planted a willow sapling back home. Roots for Josie and Sam. Not Willow Creek, watchin' it grow heals me slow. Older folks'll feel this. Facin' ghosts walkin' tall, findin' peace. Truck rolls out, kids chatterin'. Clara's hand on mine. I'm free. Y'all, and it's a victory worth every scar. Well, y'all, 'fore we wrap this up, let's sit a spell. I'm Jack Carver, 36. A Knoxville fella who took a hard lick from Willow Creek and hammered out a life that shines bright with Clara, Josie, and Sam by my side. May and Nate tried to dim me back in 2018. Convincin' Ellie I wasn't enough. But I built something they can't touch. And if this yarn hurt, grit, and walking away free stirs ya heart, I'd sure appreciate a quiet nod. Maybe a like. Or share it with folks facing their own storms. Someone out there might need a nudge to keep resin'. And if ya fancy hearin' more 'bout my willow sapling growin', Josie's latest bird she's carvin', or the next table I shape, tappin' that subscribe mean the world. Ain't pushin'. Just a fella hoppin' to keep this porch chat alive. 'Cause stories like ours light the way. Y'all ever had to leave something behind to find what's real? Took me 12 years and a lot of miles to learn this. Sometimes you gotta let go to grow strong. Ma. Nate, Ellie. They chose their path and I chose mine, and standin' tall's worth every bruise. So if you got a tale of your own, where you walked away or built anew, drop it below. Maybe say where you watchin' from. Might give ya a holler next time round. Thanks for sittin' with me, folks. Means more'n you know. Catch you soon, right here in Tennessee.